Just wanted to let you guys know this is why we haven't been on in a week. We are here at Northport ER once again.
The only difference is this time it's not me, it's Hannah. We got called. Hannah had to go to the ER and she's not doing too good. We're transporting her to Sarasota Memorial from the ER here to the ER up in Sarasota. She's not doing too good. They found her kidney is swollen and it's got a major infection and it's severely swollen, and the infection has spread through her body, and she's actually losing her memory and some things that it's not looking good. So they're transporting her to Sarasota where they said we're going to have to do some tests up there. And actually we found out once we got there that they had to go in for emergency surgery, and they have a tube
And a bag coming out.
They have a bag and a tube coming out of her kidney because there's a problem with her kidney. It's been a long week. So they had to do the emergency surgery to relieve the pressure from the kidney because they thought the infection was so bad that it would cause sepsis. Is it sepsis?
Something. I can't remember the name.
And that could be very dangerous. It can damage each organ. And then it's a major problem. So we're headed up there right now in this ambulance. Hannah is. We're behind her. And it was going to be, because it's an emergency, it was supposed to be lights on, siren on, fast, speed up. But Scooby-Doo told them at the ER, they said, well, you guys are going to have to stay back. You can't go through the lights and stuff because we're going to have to go fast. And Scooby said, I ain't stopping at no lights. I'm not stopping at no stop signs.
That's my daughter. I don't care.
So then they stopped at every light. It's like, come on. Ruined the fun. So, once we got up there, they actually they got her in a room and hooked up IVs and stuff and did more tests. They did blood every 5 seconds. And once they got a doctor, they went in for surgery, came out, and Hannah was obviously actually it was before surgery.
Yeah, the pain.
Before surgery, they gave her pain medicine because she was in severe pain, like really bad. And then she was thirsty. She said she had a dry mouth, and she was she started swearing at everybody, the doctors, the nurses, everybody, because she couldn't get any water. And it got bad, and she threatened us. She said, I will drink a lake. She said, give me anything and I will drink it. I need water now, with a lot of swear words on top of it.
You tell the doctor, chop, chop.
Yeah, told the doctor, chop, chop. I need water. Chop, chop. And then the nurse says, okay, don't worry. Right after surgery, we'll get you some water. She said, oh, good. And then...
well, she said, okay, I'll be good, girl.
And then she's sitting there. This is still before. She's going, I need water. No. She's just going crazy. So I said, just wait. They have to freeze the ice. Then you'll get it once the ice is frozen. Kept just trying to put her off. So, what? Oh, yeah. Then she wanted a rag on her head because she was...
Oh, they put it because of her fever.
She was having a high fever. She had a really high fever. There was a lot more to it, but... And Scooby-Doo put the wet rag on her head, and she had it by her mouth and she bit on it and started sucking on the wet rag trying to get water out of it. So it was amazing how
what the medicine can do.
I don't know if it was the medicine. She was just...
It was the pain medicine. She was out of it.
So this is what we've been going through. And very stressful. We've been out, it's been mostly, get home late at night. So we've been wore out. Haven't been able to do the lives.
A lot of work at home, a lot of doctors going.
So this video is still showing behind the ambulance. Or just a few minutes from the hospital. It was pretty scary at the beginning because they were worried that the infection had spread so much. She couldn't remember her birth date or her name, so they were thinking it affected her brain, and so it was pretty bad at first. But luckily, she's coming around. And then one of the nights we almost got arrested. It's a long story, so I don't think I can really tell it right now.
No, not until she's done with that hospital.
It was all about after surgery they put her in ICU, and they were, let's see, which was it, the next day and next day after?
And the next day?
Yeah, she was in ICU for a day, and...
Yeah, it was like that the next night. They put her in the other section.
Yeah, she doesn't have insurance, so they, ICU is probably $100,000 a day, you know how that goes. So they didn't want her in there. So we were waiting. They told us, the lady tells us, visiting hours end at 4 and start back up at 8 to 10. So you got to leave at 4 and can't come back till 8. We're like, I don't know. It just sounds kind of strange. So we left, came back, and at about, we were there waiting in the hallway, and the lady said, you can't go in there because they're getting ready to move her. And I'm thinking, okay, so we stood there for a while, and then I was like, I rang the bell again. I'm like, what do you mean you can't let us in there? Like, we couldn't get into the ward, which we've been in there for everything they did to Hannah the whole time. And all they're doing is preparing her bed and moving her out of intensive care. And finally, they let us in after I let them have it. So then they bring us down, and it seems like it's 20 miles, and it's the guy is pushing the bed really fast that Hannah's in, and we were trying to walk behind, and I have my heart, it's hard for me to walk, so I'm out of breath. Scooby-Doo's having a panic attack, so she had to stop and sit down, and there's actually no chairs anywhere through these hallways. So we stopped, and the guy just kept going with her bed to the regular room. And then once we got there, they said, we couldn't get in because we had to have our IDs scanned because it's on the same floor where they steal babies. And so we're sitting here for another half an hour giving them our license. They had to take pictures of us. And to get us in, and it's by this time, the visitation hours are almost over, which is driving me crazy. That we're sitting here with this guy when we only have a few more minutes. So then once we get inside, she's getting, they're putting her in the bed and they transporting her to the other bed and they're hooked up IV and stuff. So we're standing in the hallway. And so this time, we've been here the second part of the visitation. So we've been there waiting. Haven't even been able to see her, talk to her or anything. And this big she, I don't know if it's a man or woman. It's kind of like the Saturday Night Live sketch, or the Angry Elf. It's Angry Elf's twin, let's just put it that way. Comes with her tattoo, her bowl haircut, and she comes running down the hallway. This is what, almost, was it 9:30, 9:20?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And screaming, visiting hours are over, get out. And I'm thinking, what? And I said, well, they told us, we could be here from 8 to 10, the second part of it. Nope, 8 visiting hours over at 9. You got to get out now. And with her attitude, I just blew up. And I said, go ahead. Try to get me out of here. I said, call security, call the cops, do whatever you got to do. I want to see you get me out of here. And so then she goes storming off. I'm calling the cops. I'm getting security up here. And it's all because of her attitude. She could have come up and said, listen, our hours are over here. If you can say your goodbyes, or we haven't even got in to see her yet. We're just standing in the hallway. I mean, I couldn't explain anything to what's going on.
She wouldn't let us
That the
talk.
other nurse told us from 8 to 10, which she was wrong. She said for parents, they overlook it. They don't care. But this lady said, 9 o'clock, it's over. You got to get out of here. She's going insane.
She was nuts.
So I went insane after. And then, so then after a while, we got to say goodbye to Hannah. So we left before the security and cops came up.
No, security
So once we got
there.
to the exit, security was there. The cops were there, right at the nurse's station, and Scooby-Doo called her a bad name. I can't repeat it. And so we went out. Then we couldn't, listen to this, we couldn't find the way out, because I was parked in the back garage, the garage that goes to the martial arts building, and there was no way to get there. We go to the ER, which is right there. I could have gone through. And they said, nope, you can't go through here. And I'm hot, furious. We've been walking around trying to find an exit. And, I mean, when you're going through this stuff, he said, well, we can get you, because Scooby-Doo said, well, he has a heart problem. He said, well, we can get you a wheelchair. And I said, you can keep... You can kiss. You can kiss. I'm not going to finish it. But then we finally get up to the ER, and the security there, the cops are there. And then I said, listen, I just got to get to the back garage, and I'm not walking outside. You have to walk outside all the way around for about a mile, around the whole building, to get out to this garage, because they locked it all. So then finally the cop says, listen, I'll take you back there. So he took us out through the ER exit, which you're not supposed to go through. So we did not get arrested. And I don't know if we're banned or from the nursing station up
She
in...
would have been nice. None of this would have happened.
Yeah, if she would have been nice, but...
She was rude. It was like a bull coming at us, charging.
It was a nightmare. The whole thing was a nightmare.
She was.
So then, so now everything, now we're going there, Hannah is in a regular room, so we were just going there every day now. The ambulance is pulling up now. We're almost there to the ER. So this is all about a week ago. So we're still we have to take her every day to the ER, and then coming to the infusion to do an infusion to her kidney. So listen to this. The day we go and get her, she can't walk or anything. She had a high fever, and she can't really walk. So we have to take a wheelchair and get her down and get her in the car. And then, what typical Doug Live, what happens when we're going home? Well, you'll see in the video coming up. Here we're at the hospital. We're going to the parking garage. It's out back. This is the garage that we couldn't get to. Should I let them see it? Yeah, I'll just show you how we get into this garage, and it's impossible. At nighttime, they don't want you coming out here. They want you to go through the front entrance. So it's a mile away to get back here to this garage. So we're panicking trying to get into this so we can get up there to the ER, because we didn't know at this point. We knew it was bad, and they made it sound like she might not make it. So we're on the panic mode right here when we first got there. Going through the parking garage.
Yeah, where we can't park. It's Marshall something, all doctors.
Yeah, every floor. Doctor parking. Medical arts parking. Then that's the door we got to get into. But we can't get in there because it's locked. You got to be a doctor. And then the sign here says no parking. It was just the whole thing was just a nightmare. So we finally found a place. Now I'll just skip it forward to the other spots in the hospital. Okay, this is the 2 seconds I showed you her room. This is all we could show you. Then we're on the road coming. This is the final day when we picked her up coming back from the hospital. You'll see what happens. Okay, we're back on the road after a flat tire. Road rangers came, luckily, thank God. Thank God they came. Literally, had the flat tire, pulled over. 5 minutes later, the angels sent the road rangers. I was trying to call them, I couldn't find the number, and they pulled up right behind me. I go, who the hell is this? And I look, and it's road. Talk about godsend. You know, we're going through a lot of bad stuff, but thank God road rangers came through. And you know, there's something that's just, I've never had something happen where road rangers pulls up right after. Because I couldn't find, I couldn't find the hole to get the thingy in the hole to lower the tire. Oh, thank God. And we have Hannah. We're taking her home. She's finally going home. And we realize now, if you, like last time I wanted to get out of the hospital quick, they wouldn't let me go. All you gotta do, we know now, is say I don't have insurance, and they want you out quick. Very quick. So Hannah's in the car with us, we're taking her back. She's alive, she's breathing, she has survived. So far. We've got to go back for infusions every day to the hospital, so, and then another surgery